Jayesh Mehta joins us, country treasurer with Bank of America Merrill Lynch, joins us live from Mumbai. Jayesh, ahead of the credit policy, what kind of interest rate curve are you betting on, the long end or the short end?
No, we are expecting maybe a CRR cut, maybe ahead of the policy. I don't think, if you look at the calendar and time-wise, one can really wait for a CRR cut for the policy, which is on 15th. I think they need to do something before the 12th so that, you actually have the fortnight impact for the March. So from that point of view, yes, a little bit of short-end bullishness, but very nominal because we don't really expect a rate cut. So that, of course, when the CRR cut happens, you might have some sort of, reduction in yield on the short end of the curve. Not too optimistic on the long end of the curve. As of right now, we have to see the fiscal deficit number for the next year and the excess borrowing which might actually come through. It will be quite front-loaded for the April to September calendar. So not too really optimistic on the long end of the curve. Also, I think globally the things are changing. Globally, yes, you have Europe problem, but the inflation number globally is also coming pretty okay. And from that point of view, we are not seeing QE3 happening at this juncture. So from that point of view, a little bit bullish on short end for the time being, maybe another 5-7 days, nothing more than that. So that's the way I would summarize the bond market.
Sure. Just to take off, from a few statements which were made a while earlier, saying that the high global oil prices is the wild card in balancing out the impact of OMOs to keep the yields in a tight band in the near term. So do you too believe that the high oil prices will probably neutralize the OMO benefits that have been undertaken in an orderly fashion?
Yeah, OMO benefit is purely, I would look at it as of right now as a liquidity measure. And that's why we and we are far behind the curve on liquidity measure. We are almost 1,80,000 per short on an average, and irrespective of the oil price, we need a CRR cut, and that has to come through. Yeah, coming to your pointed question, will the global oil price neutralize the impact of OMO? The answer is yes, because it's with that the rate cut expectation is getting killed off. Which people had it for March. Definitely, as of right now, the probability of it happening in March has reduced dramatically. And with no rate cut, why should the bond rally?
Jayesh, Reserve Bank of India has always maintained that between growth and inflation, their priority is to control inflation, and they are ready to compromise growth. But do you think right now we are at that juncture where Reserve Bank of India cannot afford to ignore growth and they have to control inflation?
Yeah, we all feel that they should not be ignoring growth and control inflation and focus on growth also, and not just be latched on to inflation. But today morning you had a statement by Deputy Governor again saying that we don't look only at the growth numbers. We have inflation also in our mind. So, looking and hearing, again, we are all pre-guessing, right? So, looking and hearing at their statement, the probability of cut due to growth is actually getting. So, you have so many factors, which is kind of, there's a bank making a similar kind of statement that we look at inflation too, and that's our primary objective. Then you have oil price, global oil price, and thirdly, you have the global scenario, which is not really looking at QE3, and with all that three, the hopes of rate cut is getting reduced. I'm not saying it can happen. We don't know, right? But the hope for that is getting reduced. So I would rather bet on not having a cut, though I would definitely like to have a cut, but the circumstances doesn't look like it.